In my last short, I talked about intervals in chords and scales, and today I want to expand on chords. Most common chords that you're going to encounter are major and minor chords. Major and minor chords are constructed in almost the exact same way. They have a root, they have a perfect fifth. The only difference is both of them have a third, but the minor chord is going to have a minor third and the major chord is going to have a major third. Let's take E for example. If I just play an E note and then I play the fifth above it at the same time, I get what's called an E5 chord. In rock and punk music, you might call it a power chord. Basically, you're not getting any tonality, you're just getting the E and the fifth. It's a very powerful sounding chord that's very versatile, and it also, you can just use it wherever you want. Now, where we start to invoke some emotion is when we add in a third. So let's take this E5 chord, and I'm going to add in a minor third, which in this case is going to be G. Let's play it all together. And you can just tell that it sounds a little bit more moody. Now if I take that same chord, that E5, and I add a major third, which is G sharp, play it all together, it sounds a little bit more uplifting, a little bit happier. Minor, major. Same thing with any other chord. C major, C minor. It sounds either uplifting if it's major or a little bit more moody if it's minor. Major and minor chords are affected by either a major or minor third, but we can also mess with the fifth and get a different sounding chord too. These are your augmented and your diminished chords. An augmented chord is a major chord with a raised fifth. What I mean by that is if we take an E major chord and we raise that fifth up 1/2 step, we get an E augment. Now a diminished chord is going to be a minor chord with a lowered fifth. So if we take an E minor chord and we lower the fifth by 1/2 step, we get an E diminished. Augmented and diminished chords aren't super common, but they are used. Major and minor chords are used all the time, so it's good to know how to create these chords and what they sound like. Stay tuned for more.